In a small town in Dayton, Ohio, Robert Bruce Banner was born on a chilly winter morning. From the very beginning, Bruce was a quiet, observant child. His parents, Brian and Rebecca Banner, loved him dearly, though life was never easy. Bruce's father was strict and often harsh, and young Bruce learned early to retreat into the world of books and experiments, finding solace in science rather than the chaos of emotions. Even as a child, Bruce was unusually intelligent, able to grasp complex physics and chemistry far beyond his years. By the time Bruce reached adolescence, his curiosity about the universe and its hidden forces had grown insatiable. He spent hours in the basement, building small contraptions and performing experiments with chemicals and radiation. His social life suffered. While other teens played sports or attended dances, Bruce immersed himself in the mysteries of science. Despite his isolation, he had one constant companion, his younger cousin, Jennifer, who adored him and often tried to pull him into the outside world. It was during these formative years that Bruce began noticing an unusual trait within himself. When stressed, angry, or frightened, his body felt like it was surging with energy, and his heart raced uncontrollably. At first, he chalked it up to nerves, but the intensity grew with age. By the time he reached college, pursuing advanced degrees in nuclear physics, this phenomenon had become impossible to ignore. Bruce's pivotal transformation began in his mid-20s, during an experiment he had been planning for years. In a high-tech laboratory funded by a secretive government program, Bruce sought to test a revolutionary gamma radiation exposure device. The goal was to harness its potential for medical treatments, but the risks were extreme. Bruce, ever the scientist, volunteered himself for the experiment. The moment the machine activated, a blinding light enveloped the room. Bruce felt his body being pulled in every direction, his cells vibrating with an unimaginable force. The scientists in the control room watched in horror as their instruments went haywire. When the light faded, Bruce Banner had changed forever. From within his body, a monstrous, green-skinned creature emerged, powerful, towering, and unstoppable. This was the birth of the Hulk. At first, Bruce struggled to control his new form. Whenever anger flared, the Hulk would emerge, smashing everything in his path. He became a fugitive, hunted by both the military and those who feared the immense power he wielded. Yet, despite the destruction, the Hulk was not mindless. Bruce retained his intelligence, his memories, and even his moral compass, though it was intertwined with the raw rage of the Hulk. Years passed, and Bruce learned to live with the Hulk rather than fight him constantly. He traveled the world, seeking isolation in remote mountains, deserts, and forests. Along the way, he helped those in need, often in secret, using the Hulk's strength to protect the innocent. Slowly, the legend of the Green Guardian grew, whispered in tales of heroism and terror alike. By his 40s, Bruce had begun to master the duality of his existence. Meditation, scientific discipline, and understanding of his own psychology allowed him to summon the Hulk at will, rather than succumbing to rage. He became a reluctant hero, occasionally joining forces with other extraordinary individuals who recognized his unique abilities. His life was a balance between the fragility of Bruce Banner and the unstoppable force of the Hulk. In his 50s, Bruce faced new challenges. The world had changed, and so had humanity's relationship with superheroes. Governments sought to weaponize powers like his, while criminals tried to exploit them. Bruce, now wiser, navigated these dangers with strategic foresight. He mentored younger heroes, teaching them the importance of restraint, intelligence, and compassion alongside power. The Hulk, once a symbol of uncontrollable fury, became a symbol of protection, a reminder that strength must be guided by purpose. Time, however, was relentless. By the time Bruce reached his 70s, the Hulk's physical prowess began to slow, though the creature's essence remained. Bruce's hair had grayed, his face lined with decades of struggle and reflection. Yet his spirit, both human and gamma-infused, remained unbroken. He spent his later years in a quiet, forested sanctuary, surrounded by nature he had come to respect and love. The Hulk was no longer a force of destruction, but a guardian of peace, coexisting with the human life Bruce had learned to cherish. In these final decades, Bruce reflected on a life filled with contradictions, rage and calm, destruction and creation, solitude and connection. He found joy in mentoring the next generation of heroes, in simple moments with friends and loved ones, and in the knowledge that his life, though extraordinary and tumultuous, had meaning. The Hulk, once a symbol of fear, had become a protector, and Bruce Banner, once a timid, lonely boy, had grown into a wise, compassionate elder. When Bruce's time finally came, the world mourned the passing of a hero unlike any other. Yet, in his legacy, the lessons endured. That power without control is dangerous, that intelligence and compassion must guide strength, and that even the most monstrous forces can choose to be forces for good. The Hulk, in all his might, had become more than a creature of rage. He had become a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, living on in stories, memories, and the hearts of those he had touched. From a small boy in Dayton to an elder who had seen decades of struggle, growth, and redemption, Bruce Banner's journey was a testament to the complexities of life and the transformative power of understanding oneself. And in every whisper of the wind through the trees of his sanctuary, one could hear the echo of the Hulk, a gentle reminder that even the fiercest forces can find peace.